Okay. A little awkward without background music there. Might have to do something about it. So, the plan for today is to get a phrase onto the screen. So I think what I'll do is I will start, I think I'll just use the A to create a basic font prefab. There's a black line right there. Is it this? It is. And it doesn't really have to do anything besides be a sprite. So I will call this bitmap font underscore, you know what, I'm going to make it all one word, sprite. Drop that there. Now I assume my sprite object needs that. Probably not. So let's bring this over. So what I want to do, instead of making the phrase return a string, I wanted to return a list of words that has a list of sprites in it. So public class, and I don't think I can use the word word. I can if it's uppercase, huh? As long as I don't do lowercase. Oh, maybe I can. Is that not a keyword here? How long has it been since I used a language that you had the word as a variable type? So public string word, public list of sprites, a public, this could be an integer for width. Do I need anything else? The word, the sprite, the width of the total word in pixels, maybe. Or units or something like that. Okay, so public list of word, convert, that one's text, convert words, string text, like that. And then I'll make a list of words, yep. And then I'm going to split. Oh, how would, that's too low. How would I know what space character to use? Or maybe I don't use a space character. Sorry, final adjustments. So let's do this. Let's go with, can we get like, a playlist? for now. Okay. So let's do a list of strings. Each word equals text dot, I'm going to split using this character, that's all, dot to list, right? So if text, let's do string dot is null or empty text dot trim. I think I have to do that. Then we just return null. Or this can go up here, and then I can just return the empty list like that. Okay, and then so for each word, for each word in each word, I don't want to do that because I kind of wanted word to be the word class. How about word list there, a single word. Oh, that can make that each word then, right? So single word in each word. And then I'm going to make a new word. Word equals new word. Oh, I don't want to do that. And then do I for each character C in single word? Okay. And then word dot word plus equals C dot to string, and how about this? If do I get sprite string C? Okay, if get sprite, I need like a try get sprite. If lookup try get value, result dot add sprite, something like that. This is what I want though. If that need to build the lookup table, which is dictionary instead. Is it better? I don't know. Okay. Key is C to string. I just do that. I don't need that, right? Okay, so now I should probably label some of this. loop through each word. And there should be a phrase, but let's rename this. Right, and then create a new instance of the word class, and then we need to add that. Add the word to the list of words. Words.add word. Okay, and then so here, if loop through each character in the word, I might want to add a hyphen break. Like if I have a hyphen or dash minus in the phrase, allow the word break, the word wrap to happen there. So what that means is if I cut it after the minus key or the minus character, then when I'm trying to display it on screen, if there's enough room, the hyphenated word will be together. But if not, it'll automatically break to the next line. That'll be something I'll have to... How would I do that though? Like if I split each word into a hyphen. Oh yeah. And then I could go back and add a hyphen to each index except for the last one. That'll be a thing. But not right now. So if I've assigned the character, oh, guess what? CHARAC character in the bitmap font, add it to the word. Blah, blah, blah. So word, we'll start with what I just did there. Word dot sprites dot add sprite out sprite. Does that? Oh, I didn't know that would declare. Declare the sprite. Okay, so I need the size. Can I do a sprite width? I don't know. Word dot width plus equal sprite dot it would be like texture dot width and all that jazz. So I'm not going to do that. What I think I'm going to do instead is edit my font, which is not, no, we're in it. So we have the glyphs, we have a private lookup, but I think I want a public, or do I add the width? Also, the width is not going to be in pixels. It needs to be in units. So I could have a decimal point. default though, oh, is 1. So it would really, really suck if I had to go through each individual character and set the width. In Unity, is there a way to get pixel width of a sprite? And was it pixels per unit? Oh, it's going to give me this sprite dot, oh. Sprite rect size, texture size, rect size. There is a pixels per unit. So this can be okay. So was it an integer or a decimal that they use? Probably a float, huh? Yeah. So let's just pixel dimensions of the sprite texture, pixel per unit, actual sprite rectangle in pixels. Kind of what I want. I'm going to drop this here real quick. I don't know if I need height, but internal, that was a width. Okay, so let's do a public int height here. Just in case. So if, let's do this. Oh, and it's got to be a float. I'll use a float instead of a decimal. So I'm going to say word.width plus equals rect pixel width. Why did we even have that? Why don't we just do sprite.rect width? And then I'm going to say if word.height is less than sprite rect height, and then we're going to bump it up to word.height equals sprite rect height. Yep. Cowboy Bob, how you doing? You remember it being tricky? I just Googled it and copy pasted it. How are you this evening? Or it might be afternoonish for you, I guess, still. And then I have to return words. So I have the width of the entire word. I have that. Should I have a public? It should be like an int word spacing. space width, word spacing. What I don't know is if getting the pixels per unit is set, or do I want to multiply it by pixels per unit? The dimensions of the sprite's texture. So this is in world. Is this in world units? Okay, let's find out. I still need a whole other thing. So let's go here to my scripts, and I'll make a what I want to do is make a new scriptable object to make the header for each level. The mission briefing. Or should it just be a mission brief? Did it make it a scriptable object? It did, okay. And then, so here we're gonna have a public string. So there's gonna be a story. Then there's gonna be the brief. How about I was hoping that you were also trying to get the color of each pixel. I was so good at that. Like I made a little library. It's on my other computer though, that as long as you had the textures read and writable, you could get and set pixels. And I had a duck that was weird colors, but then I would go over and draw over the duck the colors of the duck that you want it to be. I think that's how my duck hunt game does it. What was I saying? Also, I wanted the level to have like a checkboxes so that I could pick the goals of the level and make that display in the mission brief. However, I do have things like Dr. So-and-so must survive, rescue Dr. So-and-so, bring him to the extraction point, things like that. It would take some play testing, but I don't think I'm going to do it that way now. I think I'll hand type the mission brief, but I'll have to remember to make sure that they definitely describe like everything you have to do to beat the level. So the story then is going to hang out at the top, and then below that it's going to be the mission brief, so you don't have to like read the top part, but then you see the bottom part. And maybe they'll be in 2 different fonts. Not sure yet. But I think this makes sense as a scriptable unit, or as a scriptable object. You use it to explode a sprite. I also did a thing where I erased sprites or pixels from a sprite, and then with a with the polygon collider, you can tell it to reconfigure, and it will just snap right to the new sprite, basically. When I was trying to make a Worms game, I never finished that either. I wish I could rename this. I can rename it. Let's do this. Create, rename. This is gonna be mission brief card. Double click on that because it's going to lose that one. Yeah, so then here, do I want a folder here for levels? I still haven't determined if I'm going to have one, like a scene per level, or if I'm going to try and load in a whole bunch of stuff. It might be easier to create a new scene per level. That way, for anything special like rescuing a doctor, like it doesn't have to be something that all the other levels are concerned about, because that wouldn't be a thing in those levels. So I guess I will have like a level. Oh, then can I do public scene? Oh, I could on level scene. Like that, right? Because then I can go on to the next level, display the brief and stuff on this briefing screen, and then load the level when the user clicks or hits enter or whatever. Scenes are nice. You don't know why you didn't use them more. That's a thing. In Tiny Tank Arena, there was only one in-game scene, and it loaded in the map as a prefab, and it had like all the start positions of all the opponents and your players. And then there was a lot of dumb ifs in there, like if it's this game mode, if it's this game mode, or if it's this game mode. Like, oh, that was garbage. So yeah, I think I would have been better off at least doing game modes as different scenes. Okay, so here, create a new mission brief. That's gonna be here. Yeah, okay. Level 1. Oh, and then I can name the level. Public string level name. Right, because then I can be, this can be survivors in training. And I kind of think that the level name across the top should have a different font altogether, like be bolder or something. Like, I don't know. This is the story so far. And then here is going to be collect resources from the hardware store. How do I force a new line? Should I do like /n? And if there is a /n, do something special there? Sometimes you just rearrange the level or just have areas in a scene you transport to. There you go. All of your levels in one scene. I did multiple scenes per area doing multiple levels per area in /n in a text box already is a line break, right? So I did multiple scenes in Van Helsing's Curse, where you go to one and it tells it what scene to load and what the name of the spawn point is, because there could be different entrances and different exits. /n is already a line break, but I'm converting this text, each character, into a bitmap. So into these. So I'm returning a list of words with a list of bitmaps, sprites that make up that word. So what if I want to force a new line? Do I add? Do I make the phrases a list of words instead of having one phrase? It would be here. So it would be like list string briefs, some new list of string AU. Guess what I did? Unity vector graphics. That's weird. Where'd that come from? Using Unity. Nope. System collections generic. Using Unity, using Unity engine dot scene management. Does that give us a scene variable? Okay. Public list string briefs equals. I think you can just do new. That's good to know. I have expected a little thing to be all like, this isn't available in your version of .NET or something like that. Okay, so now in my level, I have mission briefs. So I'll add one. Okay, and this is going to be collect resources from a hardware store. Do I want a period? Sure. And then return to the extraction point. Can I lock this? Let's lock that first. And then I'll go to scenes. I'm going to rename this as the zoo. And by zoo, it's one of those things where I've seen where when you're making a game, having a scene or a level with everything possible in it, it's called a zoo, so that you can go about testing all your mechanics. That's basically what the scene is. And I don't see it. Public scene. So why can't I do that? Do I have to say no here? Well, I can do the name and then load the string by name anyways. Let's Google real quick. Can I have a scene public? Have a public scene variable in a scriptable object in the inspector. The scene index would work too. That's if I apply it to the list of scenes and then whatever index it's given. In Unity, you cannot directly have a public scene field in a scriptable object and expect to drag the scene asset into the inspector. Unity's built-in scene type is not serializable. I just saw that. However, there are 3 common workarounds. Cowboy Bob's method, or is that only in the list you see? I think. Like in the it's one of these, right? Where's the scene? I thought it was here. Build profiles. Scene list. Here we go. Yeah, this one here. Yeah, you forget you need to add them to there to see. I think it should automatically add all the scenes. And then if you go in here and you make it not added, then it's not added. I need to go here real quick. So let's save this. Oh, it already added. That's right. So zoo, because I renamed it, is there. Mission briefing scene. But then can I switch that there? Yeah, because I intend my top scene to be home base, where it's like you start off with like just a little thing and your characters are walking around in there. And then as you progress and advance, your base grows. along with the story. So like when you rescue the doctor who's working on a cure, when you go back to your base, which is like the kind of like a loading screen, I guess, in between level screen, then you'll have a lab attached to your base. Okay. Let's go pick. Well, that's mellow enough, I guess. So use, I think I'm going to go by name. Public string level name. There's a level name. So I should go with level scene name. Scene name. Because the level name could be something with spaces or whatnot, and the scene name can be different, or should they be the same? What if I want illegal characters in it? Okay, so this is how I'm gonna do it. So then we get a zoo here, and maybe that should just be brought up. Like that. This is the story so far, and those two things. Okay. So in my mind, I have, let's do this. Where's my camera? Oh, let's unlock that. My camera settings are 640 by 360. .640, 360. I think. Yeah, cool. So I'm just going to quickly, let's use a purple color. Where's my cursor? So I kind of want like a thing that's like this. Maybe it should be black. Where's my circular layer tool? How do I move a selection? Yeah, okay. Let's move this down just a little bit. Kind of like that. So my idea is that I'll have something like that there. And then I need a background that will be like from there to there. How do I do a gradient if I can only select one color? Oh. Okay, well that was wrong. How do I select a second color for the gradient? maybe I don't. Maybe I just fill in the area and then I color it with the gradient. How about I pick the gradient tool? Huh? Oh, first of all, that's not. No, it's over here. Tools, linear. Oh, not bilinear, linear. Does this have to go up there? It does. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. And then in between the two is another layer. This isn't going to be the final. I shouldn't be spending that much time on this, but this thing, kind of move it more towards the center, but also there. Yeah, okay. What color should the moon be? Oh, it's F for fill. Kind of like that. And I would have no. Do that. Oh, and if I want to get darker, I got to go this way. Okay. I don't know if this portrays the moon or not. Oops, let's do a circle. Let's do an oval, but then rotate it. Move it here. Yes. The back one should be. Oh, I duplicated it instead of. Okay, we'll delete that. Adding a new layer. That's what I wanted to do in the first place. Okay. Control T. And F, paint. Next. And then this. Okay, that works. I want to go back to this and just make it a little bit more yellow and lighter. Ugh. Well, for now. And then, so the thought is having a truck here and it's moving, like I'll have it like bump up and down, and then the zombies are coming and they hit the truck and they go, ah, just as a loading screen animation with the text then in the background or in the foreground, which may make the moon the wrong color altogether, depending on how the font appears in front of it. How big do I want the truck to be? This big. Oh, should I have like a scoop on it? Like, is it Mad Max, altered, modified? Out here. No. Oh no, I have that thing set where it paints all of the pixels the same color. Fill source is this. Nope. Yeah, okay. Anywho, that's just for for the sake of testing. Sprites, and this is going to be a PNG, and this is going to be brief background. So I had an image there, which I'm not going to use. I don't think I'm going to use the canvas either. So here on the camera, the main camera, I think is where I want to put I just got an error for bandwidth. Wah. Put the sprite. It doesn't matter how many pixels per unit, does it? A single point apply. Oh, it will. Absolutely. So what is it gonna need to be? Move this here to the main camera and then set that all to 0, and I'll put that back down to 0. And my camera doesn't see it. Can I have a solid image for a skybox in a 2D? So is it because it's in front of the camera or something? Or behind the camera? Oh gosh. Yeah, so if I pull this in, oh. That's better. So it had to be 10? Okay. There we go. And I have that aspect ratio but now I have this black bar up here and here. I can make this bigger. Is that by making this bigger? or smaller pixels per unit. We'll stretch that out. Oh, it's still... Okay, so those black bars are here to stay. And now, the good stuff. I need a script for the briefing screen. EIF scene manager. I don't know if I need to attach it. If it's going to be static stuff. Can a static procedure that's not loaded in a scene create a sprite and put it in on the scene? Good question. So let's edit the briefing scene manager, and at first we need mission brief card with the lowercase m. And then in start, oh, what do I do here for key presses and stuff? I think I'll have to go back to my other scene and figure out how I did that. Import that kind of thing back over. Like right now I have the RTS controller and that's what reads everything. But I might have to do it a different way. Okay, so if mission brief card is null, then we return. Can't do anything. If we can, then we call bitmap font this is static. Go to definition, make this static, hopefully. Oh, no. Sorry, they can't be static because if they are, then these variables have to be static and then I won't be able to assign them in the inspector. So I have to do it the other way. Mission brief card dot. So we want convert words. Oh no, bitmap font. Duh. Let's do the story first. So here's what I need to do, I think. Know the max width of the screen. I think it's in world units. Start building a list of words that will fit in the width, display it, move on to the next line. Okay. So top of the story. Int y equals, this is 1. This is like world units, right? So this is going to be confusing. So then I need to go for, oh, let's make the list of words. So a list of word, words equals bitmap font dot. This is probably where I need to know the font object in order to use these methods? Again, if I make these static, then I got to make the variable static, and then that won't work. So oh, this is public. I'm going to call it story font. I'm sorry. Only because I think I'm going to have the story and the briefing 2 different colors. Which means this oh wait, I can finish this now. Story font dot convert words, and this is going to be the mission briefing card story. Returns a list of word. That is a list of word. This is not a list. System collections generic. Okay. So for in levels here, that goes here. And then in fonts, my custom font thing goes here. And then I'll add the public bitmap font briefing font. Know the width. If the camera is 15, so 11.25. So does that make the width 22? Because it's orthographic? Well, we'll see. Max width equals 22. So let's do this. Okay. For each, oops. Var in words, really? Why don't you say like word? Word in words. Then I'm gonna debug.log word. Well, let's do. I need more than just that. I also need word dot width. So this will let me know if, I think, if the words are pixels or errors. Bitmap font was not set to an instance of. So what's the error? Oop. Stop. Object reference not set to an instance. Word dot sprite. Equals a new list of sprites. There's another error, which I assume, yeah, had something else. Oh, camera controller. Main camera. Let's remove the camera controller script, because that was for in-game. T0. What is T? The story so far? Okay, back to bitmap fonts, convert words. Single word. And then for each character is that. Oh, so I want to say word dot word, a single word, instead of that. Cheap viewers. Oh, it got auto modded. That's cool. I don't have a moderator set up yet for Twitch. Did I save that? I did. So let's run it. This is the story so far. And I got a lot of zeros for the width. Plus equals. Oh, no, sorry. It is plus equals the width. So why am I getting zeros? It'd be pixels per unit. So this is going to be debug.log C. Oh, let's click this. C. I don't know if that'll give me a number or it'll actually give me the character. It will. I believe it'll give me the character because it's wrapped in the braces, and I think that's like an auto 2-string. And then so I'm gonna it's like PPU. Pixels per unit. Dang it. And text width. Pixel width. Okay, that'll give me a whole bunch of information that hopefully I can use. Why did it only give me 2? You know what I probably should do is word dot plus equal c dot 2-string, like that. Word dot word, and then I'll be building the word. And so if I don't get the sprite, then I don't have lowercase letters. Every word that has no capital letters or distinguishable symbols I think in the manager I should do the 2-upper. That will allow me to have lowercase letters in a different font some other time. Yeah. Now I'm getting widths. Okay. Let's go back and remove a bunch of the debug. Did I have 2, or was it over? Yeah, no, it's just over here. This one. Okay. Those numbers were kind of high, so I believe that to be in pixels. Yeah, it is. So let's just start building that. Let's go with this real quick though. I'm going to go into my prefabs. I'm going to move my font to the resources. Only so I can do a resources.load. For each word. Okay, so I'm going to say for each sprite. You know, it doesn't help me. Not knowing the width of each sprite and just having the width of each word. I don't like having a coinciding sprite width, WID coinciding list, but for now. Oh, wait. So I sent pixels per unit, and I have the width, but I'm sending this, which is also the rect width. Do I need to multiply that by, or divide that by pixels per unit? I don't know. Okay, so I'm inside the individual sprite. So word width equals this. I'm going to go down here. Let's do this. Move all this down here like that after I've got everything figured out. And then I can say word dot sprite width. Make that plural after I add it. Sprite dot pixels. Is it rect width? Oh, it's a float, so I need to do that too. Float, and I'm going to rename this sprite widths with an S. Okay, so for each sprite S in sprite in word dot sprites, game object with a capital G, go equals instantiate resources dot load. What did I name it? Bitmap font sprite. As a game object. Okay, I'm gonna get a drink. I will be right back. So, what is this? YouTube phone resolution? Are we supposed to see your screen or just your face? You're supposed to see my screen. How come you don't? What display is it looking at? It's the same display as this one. Display. Is it stuck behind something? Yep, so this is supposed to be the display that you're seeing up here, which is this. So if I copy this, and then I go to this one, and I paste it, interesting. So let's take this, delete it, I'll fix that. I don't know where it goes. Down here at the bottom? Something. I don't know if you can see it though. And then this one was supposed to be the blurred version of it. How do I go to settings? Is that this? Oh, I could have just done that. That's kind of how it's supposed to look without, you know, the edges of a green shirt. If you want full screen, I'm also streaming on Twitch right now, currently. I think my bot on Discord mentioned such a thing. Yeah. But again, my YouTube studio did not list sets or chats, which makes it pointless, I guess, to even have this thing. But my chat in the software did show it. So I suppose I can move it so I can see it better. Maybe. Or I'll just take the whole thing and put it here. Then one of these was my music. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to make a vertical stream look good when I'm trying to be coding and developing. But I think if I want to do a short for YouTube, then recording that in that style, in that format, is the way to go. Okay, so where was I? I made the object, so go, how about do this? Sprite. Sprite renderer equals go.getComponent sprite renderer. Then sprite renderer dot sprite equals for each sprite in word dot sprites. Okay, so equals sprite. For each word in words, for each sprite in word dot sprites. Or do I need to do a list or like a iterate through it? And then I can say sprite equals word sprites I. Do I need that? I need to go like this. And it, for each word in words. So I have to break out of this and see, display the line, right? So for if, I'm not keeping track of the width. Width plus equals word dot width. Oh, it needs to be a float. If width plus word dot width is greater than max width, which is gonna be. So let's do that. Then we need to build or display the word. Display phrase words. This could be crud. So my dilemma now is I didn't pass the space sprite. But I can get it, right? That's what this would do. Like I would have to pass. I can get the space from the thing. Okay, so for each word in words, if we do that, then we're going to have to say display words, but I need a new list of words, right? What about the space character? Maybe I'll make room for that. Or I get the space, or get the width of the space. List word, or can I just do one? Let's go with string word. Yeah, I don't want to use this method. So can I get it? Just get the sprite. So sprite space sprite equals briefing font dot get sprite that. So if word plus word width, which is the next word, plus space sprite dot texture rect dot width, I think, is greater than that, then we do that. And then we're going to send an arbitrary list Does that have to be out here? Like a list of word line equals a new list of word, like that. And then I send line. And that is this. If otherwise, I just add it, right? So I just say line dot add word, and then line dot clear. But what happens then if it's the last? Can I just say like if line count is greater than 0, then display words line. Okay. Do I want to stack them into one word? Instead of being a list of words? Let's do that. So it's going to be word line equals new word. So this is actually a phrase. It's actually a number of words. Right, and then this is just that. And then to erase it, I can just say line equals new word. I can't do this, so I have to do line dot word plus equals word. Then I need to say line dot sprites dot add. I need to add the space. And then line dot sprites, I need to add the actual word. I'm just to add range. And then that allows me to add all of those. Line dot sprite widths dot add space sprite. Line dot sprites. Oh, line dot sprite widths. Sorry. Dot add range. Word sprite widths. And then word plus equals this plus word. Oh, that's widths. Sorry. So total width. So I also need to say that. That. Width plus equals word dot width. Why do I have a separate width variable then? If I'm just going to use if line dot width plus word width, excuse me. If word width plus a space plus line dot width. Plus the word width plus a space. It's greater than the maximum width. Spelled it wrong. Okay, if line dot word dot length is greater than 0. Then we can display the line. Okay. I need to pass a y variable. That's going to be here. I should probably pass the x as well, which will be like max width divided by 2 minus line width divided by 2. And every time I display the line, I want to y plus equals word so I have the height attached to the word, but if there's a taller letter, that might not affect the individual word. All words, it'll only affect an individual word. So I definitely need line height here. I don't think it needs to be a float. I'll leave it as a float for now. And do I want to make it internal for now too? That way I can change it without having to worry about what the inspector does. What is this? This was story font, line height. Float. I'm gonna make that 10. I can almost already tell that it's gonna be, sprites are gonna come down at world units when I need them to be pixels. So the reason why I had to do the int I thing here is to keep track of where I am, so I can also get the position, the width of the sprite. I need to collect the widths. So go.transform.position equals new vector 3, the x x and y 0, and y plus equals line dot sprite widths I display words line. Okay, yeah, this is also. Can I just take this? Let's put it inside there. Okay, I assume these I'm gonna get letters. I think. I have the script. I don't have the briefing font assigned. Oh, I don't need it because I don't even have it yet. All errors must be fixed. Oh yeah. There's 3 errors. Or dot height. Right, because I changed it. I don't need to record the height there. So next. Oh, that was all the errors. Okay, another error. Brief gets font. So this is object not sent to an instance of an object. I think I'm allowed to return null without getting an error. So is briefing font not assigned? Yes. I just told myself a minute ago. I'm not using briefing font yet. Yay, a different error. Okay. If line dot word dot length. So what is the null? Not set to an instance of an object. So that means I need to go here. Do I have to do that? Or isn't that the default value? Okay, that's exciting. Nothing happened. Let's go to I'm gonna say, oops. Drawing, and then I'm gonna say line dot word. I don't assume the word would be larger than, yeah. So it never even got there. Line width plus equals this, that, and that. So inside here, I'm going to debug.log line.width. And this should be a number that is continuously growing. It should never pass 600, I don't think, which is what I set as the maximum width. Okay, and then here I say if word line.word.length is greater than 0, then I display the words. But I'm not adding. Where did the bit of text or code go that I okay. Line dot words plus equals a space plus word dot word. Drawing, yes, this is the story so far, and I have fonts and stuff. Where's my camera? Let's go here. That didn't help. However, what if I hide the background? Is there a letter there? No. Let's go back to 2D. It is, it's there. Oh, do I add a space to the beginning of a word? The first word. I'll have to check into that, because here's a T. And it's at 130, which means that's world units. Oh, look, there's an H. My words are going up instead of over. So I do need to divide that by 16. It's 20 or something. So here in this code, do I divide that by pixels per unit? I can do that myself too. Okay, so real quick. So if it's 20 and I divide that by 20, right, that gives me 1. If it's 40 and I divide that by 20, it gives me 2. So that is the correct way to do it. And then when I do the space though, needs to be divided by space sprite dot pixels per unit. Okay, and then displaying. When I set the position, transform position equals new vector 3, x and y. This needs to be x, not y. Why am I at 200? Yeah. Oh. So instead of sending that, I just need to do 0. And y is going to be line height. Needs to be a smaller number. For now, I'll make it 1, but I need to fix that. Make 1.1. I need to figure out how to make that word spacing. That is also just 1. Let's go. I've got letters on the screen. Where are they all, though? I wonder if they're just kind of... Yeah. Oh. So if the camera is not at 0, still. Okay, let's go to my resources, letters, order. So is lower better? Or is higher better? Yes, okay. There's a space here that I need to get rid of. So we will do, where do I add it? Okay. I'm gonna, here is line.word plus equals. This is going to be conditional if line dot word dot length is greater than 0, then we add that space. So there is that. Next is actually discovering the size of this. I think it was 20. 16 pixels per unit. What does that mean? Does that mean that I need to change it to 20? Yeah, there's a lot more to move over. So this first one is at negative 12.5. The camera is now at 0. Zero minus line width divided by 2. That should center it. Oh, wait. I'm gonna have to change that to 20. I think. Let's see what happens when I do. Oh, good. That didn't help. I assume it's because I'm not getting the pixels per unit right. Oh, I could just do that there. Sprite. I don't need that. I don't think that is any different. Yeah, it wasn't. It's still at 16 pixels per unit, which means it can be larger than 16 pixels. How many characters was that? Because it was 12.5. That means this is the story so far is 25 characters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Yep. But what then? Let's take this character. Why do I have a space? Still. For 1. Where is my code? Oh, wait. So where do I add to the width? And that's an always thing, first of all. I don't think that'll fix it. Progress. Yes. I have letters coming up on the screen. They are not centering though, which leads me to believe I have the spacing wrong. But they're displayed right. Oh, I wanted that. Okay, the first character is no longer an empty space. Just a little bit more that I'm missing. Maybe it's the collection of spaces, but I am adding that. When I'm adding a space, if word.length is greater than 0, for each word I add a space. I'm not adding too many, because if I add too many, then it would be further to the left. And then I add to the words, I add the word width. I am not adding to the word width here though. Ahaha. Line dot width plus equals this. This is going to be one of those things that's ugly, but it's okay because I can put it away because it'll be perfect. Is it? It kind of is. What's my last one? Is that the period there at the end? It's a little bit off-centered. So what that means is half the width of my text. My font sprites are aligned in the center. So I have to go through and align them all like this. Can I select them all? Can I do anything? Oh, okay. That was not what I wanted to do. Okay, I'm gonna do a slice by cell size, 20 by 20, top left, and slice. I no longer need oh man, if this breaks everything, I'm going to cry. Okay. I'm gonna add a empty character here because I think I have a space character set somewhere. Let's go to my fonts, and please don't tell me these are all missing. Oh, yay. And then I have a space character down here. Oops. There we go. I believe that is correct. Cool. And so the plan is, that's pretty big. If I go to build and run, it's gonna get stuck and I'm gonna have to force close it. Looks centered to me too. The size of the font though, compared to the screen, I might have to break the story up into even smaller chunks. Which is fine because I really don't have like the story complete as far as like the script, if you will, I guess. The real question is it going to start this? We're like 15 minutes before bedtime. I wonder if I can get it to go to the next scene in that amount of time. Not if it takes forever to build, that's for sure. So what I'll do is I'll quickly jump over to the other scene, figure out what component I need to listen to the events, and maybe just have a click to continue or something to send me off to the actual in-game scene. This opens up a whole new list of things that I need to accomplish, which is like the animating of the truck and the hitting of the zombies and so forth. And they're just going to be silhouettes. They're not going to be detailed or anything like that. Today? Oh, it's going to open it up in a web browser. That's right, because I converted it to WebGL. So I could put it on itch.io for you guys. Which, if you're in my Discord, I have a feedback thing and I link when I upload a new version and what the password is. New builds take forever. They do. And the latest build that I have uploaded is just to test how smooth, intuitive the controls feel. Three-minute build time. Just for fonts. Bitmap fonts. Takes a little bit to set up a font. Like I typed it all out and then I had to move them all into the grid. I don't know if you can see the grid on stream, kind of. And then I textured, added a drop shadow and added a highlight to the corners, which I figured was enough. I did think that, I don't have it open anymore, do I? No, I did like a search though for, like 90s DOS game fonts. Oh, here we go. So here I can just hit, what is it, F11? Oh, come on. Yeah, so I don't get a lot of room for, oh. And the pixels per unit is a little high or low. It's definitely bigger than the pixels for the screen. So I wonder if I should make it, if I make it 32, what would happen? Would it get smaller? It does. Okay. And then if I save that and build and run, how long do you think it'll take? Another 4 minutes? Oh, it's trucking along. Maybe. Well, that would suck. If you change code, I think it would take longer. Okay. The final game, of course, is not going to be an HTML WebGL game. It's going to be a Steam game. Okay, I'm okay with that size. And it doesn't, this weird ass pixel thing where it's like some pixels are bigger than others. Kind of annoying, but anyways, and it is a pixel perfect camera. So that's fine. So the story goes up here, and then I'll have like some kind of heading above the mission brief, and that'll just be like, you can focus on that part. And that's kind of like where that idea comes from, is from Cannon Fodder, where it only has the mission brief. It doesn't have a story because it's war. What do you need to know? But there is a story to this game, but I don't want you to have to even pay attention to it. So I want the story, and then I want a header for the mission brief so that you can just focus on the mission briefing and just do, your goal is to do what it says to do. If you care about the story, you can read it. If not, then who cares? Yeah, right. Pixel perfect. So cool. I don't have font for the briefing, but I'll reuse the same font. But I do plan on making a different color. I don't know which is going to be what color. And I don't know if I want to have different backgrounds, like a nighttime and a daytime or whatever. It'd be cool, but I think if I did daytime, then I'd have to color the fonts and color the zombies, and I don't want to do that. I think I just want generic silhouettes, like super generic. Just add a new thing here. I'm going to save this as a PNG, but I'm also going to save it as a CRITA file. There's a truck, just so I can come back and continue working with it. Right, so he like this, he's got shoulders, he's got arms. Oh, he's a little too tall. Or he's not tall enough. Do that. And then erase that. If I draw the lines here, what does that mean? I can paint? Yes. Wrong tool. So yeah, something like that, right? So that a little bit smaller, I guess. But the truck stays here and it's going up and down, and then it's like he's moving, but the camera is stuck right there, and so the zombies will hit the truck and get knocked out of the scene. He does have hog hands. Yeah, its arm's a little messed up. Save as. I want to use the Krita file format. Save. Good. So then it looks like that. And I'll have like a flashing click to continue or whatever. So now let's go to my scenes, go to the zoo. Yes, of course I want to save it. And then in my environment, I have the RTS controller, player input. Yeah. So, oops. Scenes, anybody? There it is. Back to here. Maybe. So here, player input is a Unity thing. Yes. And keyboard and mouse. I don't have to do anything. Oh, yeah. Player. If I remember correctly, I could switch to something else. Like I could make an in-game one, but I don't think I really need to right now. Oh, ape hangers. Nice. But I do need a script now to listen to the mouse click, which will be the thing over here. Let's add the player input here, and then the mission briefing can load the scene, I think. And real quick to the RTS controller, I have is mouse down this. It's like is mouse down this scene or something like that. Was press this frame. How crazy is that? And update. And then if so, am I using Scene Manager? I am, right? Using Unity Engine Scene Management. And the briefing card has the level, the scene name. I need to use the scene name. So then it's going to be scene manager dot load scene, and you use an int. I'm going to use a string. Mission briefing card dot scene name. And I believe I set that already. Let's make sure. In the level zoo. I should save this. Hold on real quick. Okay. Send messages. Okay, let's go over to the scene in the zoo. The zoo scene. Look at this. It's any, auto switch, none. Was that all none as well? Like, don't I have to define what script? Invoke Unity events. Oh. Yeah. Okay, let's go back here to this. Then I go here. Wait a second, I'm missing something. I'm missing this, player and UI. Oh. So this needs me, oh, it's there. Okay. Move the mouse. Interact. Is that, what is a mouse click? Left click. There's right click. There's left click. That means in here, in my RTS controller, I set this variable somewhere. Wrong. What do I have set here for that event? Left click. On left click. Try UI click. That looks to see if there's a UE element under the mouse. That's important because with a locked cursor, the mouse cursor for the operating system goes to the center, which is 0, 0. and any raycasts will miss where you're actually at in the screen with a virtual cursor. So I have to do my own scanning raycasting. Suppress clicks, content, blah, 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 blah. So I'm going to copy this to here. And then I'm just going to punch this down. Like that. So then if I assign the on click in the inspector, that player, I was halfway there. I wish that would just be self by default. Yes. Save that. We'll run it again. So blah, blah, blah. Click to continue. You click, bam. Although the mouse cursor was down here, which is weird. And you too can play this with the link on my Discord. I think I want when each zombie becomes aggro that two things. One, I want it to kind of alert the zombies around it. So if you're only close enough to one and it starts to charge at you, like I want it to be like when it screams, I want it to like alert all the other zombies around it of your position. And that can be in my to-do list. How I think in my to-do list though, I might want to have, that was weird. Sections then, it's like section it off for what I need to do in the base scene, what I need to do in the mission briefing scene. Like I have one now, but I can't really check that off because it's not finished. I do have an indented thing for character animations. And I bolded stuff that I wanted to get to. Like this is stuff that would be good to do on stream. I didn't do any of that. Okay, let's take for the base scene, mission briefing scene. I can tab in. Okay. So like animate the truck. Of course, animate zombies getting hit by the truck. More importantly, I need to display mission briefing. And above all, I need write the story in small blocks. I've been spelling briefing wrong this entire time, guys. You'll never see it though. I'm kind of shocked because I think when I spelled it one way and I was like, wait, are you telling me I'm wrong? Oh no, I spelled that one right. I think I have an E before, E after I somewhere. E before I. Yeah, this is wrong. Oh well. Okay. So that's good. And I probably need to make another font. Display mission briefing. Do I want to make a second font? That'll be for the mission briefing. And I need a, oh, took the period with me. Make a divider for, or like header for the briefing section. Somewhere up here, I need to make the main logo. I found a cool font, but it's like a 1001 fonts, and you've got to pay a monthly subscription. You can do a free trial, but it's like $3 a month afterwards. And I didn't know if the free trial would let me take the font, make the logo, and then be done and cancel, or if they kind of want me to like maintain my license or something. So I have to look into that before I even try to use that font. Most likely though, I will take inspiration from that font and hand draw, mouse draw my own font, my own logo. Okay guys, I will catch you tomorrow most likely. Thanks for stopping.